Welcome to the next designer class lesson. This lesson is on making charms. Now basically the only rule for making charms is that a charm usually hangs from something. So here's a charm that I made, and I think this one is in course 2 because I did a lesson on how to hang charms and gave this as a freebie, so we're coordinating all the lessons, doing them at the same time. But here is my little loop where you can hang this charm, and that's what makes it a charm. And so this is an easy video lesson for me, maybe not so easy for you. We're really far along in the designer class by the time we have this lesson, so you're going to be using a lot of the skills that you've already learned and pushing yourself out of the box to do something a little bit different and to be creative. Now most of the time I think I see charms and they're just metal. I went ahead and did mine with a metal ring and a see-through and a little sun in it. But here are some charms that I did, and I made an alpha charm for something different, and I put this up in the elements class. So if you want to go find the download for this to look at it, you can. And I made this a little bit more metal-like, and so it would be a charm maybe that you'd put on a charm bracelet. Most of the time in the digital scrapbooking layouts, you see people threading them along ribbons. Sometimes they hang them from chains, and but you want something that where it looks like the ring that they thread things on is part of the rest of the metal structure. Now a lot of times charms will have a shape and then texture on top, and I want you to think about that. I didn't make one like that, so you're going to have to think outside the box with your skills if to advance it to that. You would have to do a layer with a shape and a metal texture, and then a layer with the little bumps and textures, and apply your layer style to that if you want to do that type. Mine, I just made the whole outfit here, and I took a long time to make a layer style, and I think they turned out pretty good. Kind of a corrugated metal style. I wanted something different to be unique. In this one, let's go ahead and share with you, let's see, that's got my finished layer style on it, as well as that one. So I started out with just a circle, and then I drew on, looks like let's see if I can take that layer style off. Yep, I just made a circle, as you can see here, and then I made another circle here, and then I added the layer style to it, and just like that, it was, I mean, see, there's not much to it. So just like, and then I added a shape and played with layer styles on it. So you can see how much a layer style, a good layer style is, and I'm hoping to get some more in the store so that you can buy some here, but a good layer style will make a big difference on a product. So in this case, let's make a new layer, and I'll just quickly do this. I believe I even used the shape tool, the elliptical tool, and just drew out my circle. Of course, you can have any shape. I was going for something easy, and then I made a new layer, and I took my elliptical marquee tool and I made the circle. Now the circle, you know, if you get it too big like this, it in perspective to the shape, that's going to look odd, having a huge ring and much larger than the shape. So part of this technique would be to make sure you get a realistic size ring and make sure it's just barely touching where the two go here together. And so you can vary your sizes of rings, but don't get them too big. And then the other thing is your rings, most of the time they're fairly thin, but you can vary the size of the ring. I think I did mine with 5 pixels for this charm, and then let's see, edit, stroke, outline, and I think I did it with 10 for the alpha, and I kind of like the 10 better. You just have to play with it. And here's 15. So 15 would look okay too. I think that would be fine. It's all just a matter of what you're going for. Now you can make what I did was I simplified the shape and I merged these two together before I applied. I'm just going to copy my layer style. Before I applied my layer style, and see, just like that, I have a new one. Now you can see I got my ring down a little too far on this one. So I'm going to undo it, and I'm going to move that ring up just a tad. It's because I put it where I had stroked it. Okay, let's try it again. Merge down, paste layer style, and it's still not quite working as well as the last time. But you just keep playing with it. That is just super odd. Is that not driving me batty or what? It could be because my ring, I'd have to go back and play with my layer style. It could be because my ring is thicker. Oh well. Has to do with my layer style, but most of the time you want to merge together like that. You don't always have to, but if you have them merged together like that, and then they're going to look like they're joined together up here. But if you want, you could do them separate layer styles, and even different layer styles. Like I could apply that one to this one, and then if I wanted to, I can go in and, you know, put a wow chrome on that one. Of course it doesn't look as good having them different. I think my ring might be a little too thick to be realistic, but as you can see here, it looks like a ring setting on top. It doesn't look as realistic as if you were doing like I did here and put them together. So obviously this layer style worked better with the thinner ring. So that's about it. You know, you might want to do separate. Most of the time rings are metal. You might want to do them separate in case you want to do this one as a plastic charm, like for a child. Maybe you're doing a kit for child layouts, a child theme, birthday parties, trucks outside, and so you may want, you know, the ring to be metal and the rest of it to look plastic, and you may be getting a plastic layer style. You know, this lesson is easy. You've already learned the skills. You just need to get out there and practice them and begin to think outside the box.